a symbol of our new tenfold global unity, I have great pleasure in presenting you with this enduring image.
I was suddenly invited to meet the Secretary General of the Bilderberg Group, a secret ruler of the world himself, should you believe the conspiracy theorists. But you have done very well in keeping Bilderberg out of the public consciousness. There's no denying that. And that's what you wanted to do, is keep it out of the public consciousness.
We don't... I don't think it's true to say that we want to keep it out. We've never wanted to get it in. We don't encourage people to mention it in the mainstream press because we don't encourage, idle speculation about what we do. We forbid individual attendees to give press meetings at our conferences. And we do that not because we're secrecy mad, but because we want to control the politicians who come. I mean, if we let them, they would all give press conferences. They all want to be on television every day. They're insane.
You can't get people to talk honestly to one another, especially in front of political opponents in their own country, if they're going to be quoted, because people will only talk freely if they know they're not going to be quoted and distorted by prurient, ambitious journalists like you.
It's a private organisation, and we live in an age which can't distinguish privacy from secrecy. And privacy is then seen as secrecy, and secrecy is sinister by definition.
Why are you happy to talk about it?
Because you asked me. Especially if I'm answering claptrap from idiots who have no knowledge of it, but think they can improve their public image by attacking it.
An appropriate venue is a comfortable, but not necessarily luxurious, hotel which is remote and peaceful, but not too far from a major airport. And there aren't many of those. We invite people to come to the meeting and we organise the panels, and somebody orders the wine and food.
So, are you like a headhunter? Because a lot of people who've been to Bilderberg have gone on to be President or Prime Minister.
Tony Blair came the year I first went, 93, that's right, and Bill Clinton a couple of years before he became president. We're looking for people who are thoughtful, either are or are going to be influential. I don't think we're as good at talent spotting as you suggest, actually.
Conspiracy theorists, of course, say that it's not about talent spotting, it's about bringing these people in and then making them the next president or prime minister.
If the conspiracy theorists saw the difficulty we had in actually organising a meeting, I don't think they would credit us with such supernatural powers.
It was never a policy-making organisation. It was always a policy-discussing organisation. David Rockefeller was involved, Henry Kissinger also, Jack Hines, who was the head of the Heinz Baked Beans Corporation. And it was a way of bringing together politicians, industrialists, financiers, and journalists from the whole of the Western world to talk about things so that they had a better feel for one another's attitudes. And as you know, politics should involve people who are not politicians.
Yeah, well, I think he made a mistake by being so secret at the early stages. And I think initially there was a lot of secrecy. But secrecy is rather stupid. And I think Bilderberg would probably agree that they made a mistake. And some of the business people get rather carried away, and old Henry Kissinger arrives with his security posse and everything like this. But it does have a serious element in that some of these people have actually had their lives threatened.
Conspiracy theorists say that the ultimate Bilderberg agenda is a one-world government.
I think that's exaggerated, but not totally unfair, in the sense that those of us in Bilderberg really felt that we couldn't go on forever fighting one another for nothing and killing people and rendering millions homeless. And to the extent that we could have a single community throughout the world would be a good thing.
Does it help a career to go to a Bilderberg meeting?
No, I don't think going helped your career. I think, in a way, when you got a job, you had more influence in the global field.
Isn't that in some way a conspiracy?
Oh, come off it, dear boy. Look, you get on in the BBC because you suck up to the people who will say, look, go and talk to Dennis Healey.
Channel 4?
Yes, that's right. Oh, no, Channel 4 even worse, because that's commercial. I mean, you might as well say you're really trying to promote the interests of the people who advertise on Channel 4. Even I don't believe that.
As always in conferences of this kind, many of the most important interactions take place privately, over the breakfast table.
Hearing the Bilderbergers talk made me wonder whether they were a conspiracy and they just didn't realise that they were.
People who are there and talk privately at a dinner deserve to have their conferences respected. For me, the value has been building a group of friends, a network, if you like, people who I've come to know and who've come to know me.
In the end, maybe the secret room is no more than a place to network, just like any golf club. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? It depends on whether you're a member of the golf club. The conspiracy theorists are right. The New World Order exists, although we have a different name for it.
They're by and large internationalists. The business people tend to come from the bigger international companies, and it is very sensible.
But that is the world. That is the way it happens in the world, and quite rightly so. What's wrong with that?
And what happens to those people who oppose this New World Order? They're like twigs in the tidal wave.
If you don't have the right attitude, if you don't have the right belief system, you can be put up against a wall by these people. That's what they do.
People who went to Bilderberg meetings as many times as Dennis Healey, including the first one, there's no way they don't know what it's really about. No way.
Is Dennis Healey a shape-shifting reptile?
Don't know. I haven't done his genealogy, but does he know what's going on? Absolutely.